Welcome to Live from Lockdown Library, presented by Bookworm Goa, with your hosts Nayan and Anandita. This is a series of conversations with book and library people where they share their responses to the ongoing global crisis. We're talking social distancing from a community perspective, we're talking access to books and storytelling, but in quarantine. The hope here is to find ways together to reimagine the library, to think of it as a vital, evolving, transcendent space that can both hold and give voice to this moment of intense uncertainty. Presenting live from Lockdown Library.
Hi, I am Nayan, a library educator. I will be your host for this episode of Lockdown Library. And today we are honored to be speaking to Manjari. Dr. Manjari is an educator who is a member of Pragat Shikshan Sanstha, an educational NGO that supports schools, teachers, and children in the district of Paltan, Maharashtra, and other nearby areas. By working with researchers, government officials, and the general public in an ongoing dialogue, Pragat Shikshan Sanstha hopes to positively impact the education ecosystem. Good evening, Manjari.
Good evening.
Thanks for joining us today in Lockdown Library.
Thank you.
So, Manjari, if seen that since the COVID-19 pandemic triggered a lockdown, we have been confined to our homes and the internet. And you must have experienced that over 7 weeks, we have seen explosion of online story-related content, storytelling, book readings, author talks, and many other such activities. Library educators live in a world of story-related content, even in the times before the lockdown. So this was our norm. What do you think about the sudden abundance of online content in the field of library work?
Actually, to tell you the truth, I haven't been really listening to any of these stories or doing much of online thing. One of the reasons is because the internet connectivity is not very good in my house, and even in Paltan for that matter. But on the whole, most people in India, especially the middle class and the lower middle class, don't really have their own libraries, personal libraries. And so public or school libraries are the only source of reaching to books. And these have been locked down due to COVID-19. And so access definitely suffers.
So how do we reach to children who can't access internet? And as you said that, accessing internet is not there for everybody. It's not available for everyone. So how do we reach to children who do not have a library at home, but rely on public libraries and school libraries?
Yeah, that is a difficult thing. I will share with you some of the things that we are actually doing. Our librarians and some of our teachers are reading books to children every day. They are making audio files and sending them in their groups. Each class has a group. And so we are reading various books and sending them to the children to listen to. We also have a bank of read aloud videos. Nice books, good books read by our teachers and some resource persons. So we share 2 of these links every week with the children. Then the third thing we are doing is we send them a few ebooks, 1 or 2 ebooks every week for them to read. And the fourth thing we are doing is that we are sending the links to some movies which they can see. And usually watching the movies is followed by some activity, writing a poem or a story or paper folding or drawing or something like that. So this is how we are trying to be with the children with stories and books if not in physically, books physically, at least the stories we are trying to reach out to children with.
Such simple ways, yet such thoughtful ways of engaging with children during this time as well. Manjari, my next question to you is that we are witnessing many of our library partners and field organization, committed literacy groups, and others engaging with relief work. Often they are the first call organization in their area, or they feel that this is what they must do because it is of urgency and relevance. What do you think about this in light of a vision for libraries?
Yeah, I feel that as organizations must respond to what is happening just now. So organizations and schools cannot sort of lock themselves up saying that I am an educator, I am a school, I am a library or librarian, and so whatever is happening there, let it happen. When the whole thing is gone, I will be my librarian again, or I'll open my school again. It's not going to happen that way, and it should not, because this is an experience children must. This is an experience. I don't know what to call it. It's going to be different for different children. So one of the things we are doing is that we are talking to children and asking them to draw pictures of their experiences just now. Then we are asking them questions like how they felt right at the beginning when it came out that the schools are going to be closed and there will be no exams. So how did they feel right about it? Then what happened? A week later, what happened? When they found out they could not meet their friends and play with their friends, what happened? What is happening at home? What is everybody else doing? Were they ever really, really scared during this lockdown? When was it and why were they scared? Things like that, we are talking to children and asking them to write it down, draw pictures, talk to the teachers, and so that some storybooks are going to emerge out of it.
How wonderful idea is to let children express their feelings and thoughts in form of a writing, and then stories will emerge out of those writing. This is also quite a testing time for us in many ways. As you also said that we are not able to meet children and the community with whom we had such a close bond. And this bears the work we do down to its basics. It requires us to examine our own vision and area of work, whom we want to work with, why and how and such. So how does this apply to the work that you have been doing?
I feel that access to books is important, definitely. But post-COVID, I feel that we should pay more attention to the selection of books. And that the children reach out to more diverse books with diverse backgrounds, cultures, and voices. They also need to look at various things. We talk about migration. So some of the questions, actually we are doing this with the teachers, not yet with the children on the WhatsApp groups. But if we talk about migration, there are different kinds of migrations. Who are the people who leave their houses? Why do they go away? What is happening today? Is there a difference between these migrants and those migrants? This kind of questions are being asked and we are talking about it. And so I feel that children need to understand the diverse backgrounds and cultures of our country and respond to it. I'm also afraid that because of this lockdown and this and that, some people in the authority have got such powers that it's scary. And it is decreasing the individuality and the rights of individuals and organizations.
Hmm.
You know, everybody is saying you should do this, you should do that, you should not do this, you should not do that, not allowed, yes allowed, can do up to a certain extent. And so people have just sort of, stopped thinking. And I don't know what this is leading to, but it is rather scary when some people in power have so much power. And so children and the young generation is going to learn to uh, think very differently. And somehow I feel that books will help them.
So, Manjri, here you talked about importance of selecting the book for children and also about curating the collection for library on different themes. Any library activities struck you as particularly mention-worthy in this time?
Yeah, one thing I would definitely say is reading by the librarian or the teacher, the class teacher who usually reads in the class. So the videos or the audios which were on the net, somehow children seem to like these stories more, which are selected and read by their own librarian and their own teachers. So the read alouds I found were very well accepted by the children.
So my last question to you would be, we trust that many of our listeners are library workers and library educators. Do you have a thought or a message that has been illuminating for you?
We keep talking about reading other books, but I feel that we need to talk and listen to children's day-to-day lives and experiences, especially their experiences during the COVID-19 and even otherwise. Listening to children, I feel, is very important. And we are doing less of that actually. And then recording these experiences in the form of storybooks, as I had said, and sharing these experiences through cities and villages and metropolises. I think that would be a great resource and it would help everybody a lot.
Thank you so much, Manjari, for sharing your thoughts and experiences. It was indeed our pleasure to host you today. You shared so many things which would help our listeners and which will guide us also to move further in this very confusing and isolating time. Thank you, Manjari.
Thank you. It was my pleasure.
This has been an episode of Live from Lockdown Library. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll catch you next week.